Walk me through a campaign that failed. This is the question that filters 80% of paid ads candidates. Answer it wrong and you're out. Answer it right, you basically have the job. I'm going to break down what most candidates say, why it kills them, and the exact framework to answer it like someone who's actually done the work. Quick context if you are new here. I've spent 13 years and 88 million on ad spend across Meta, Google, and TikTok. I've hired media buyers. I've been the media buyer. I've asked these exact questions in every senior interview I've ever conducted. Hundreds of interviews. And I'm going to tell you something most people miss. Hiring managers don't ask this question to humiliate you. They ask it to test three specific things: self-awareness, ownership, analytical thinking. If you understand why they're asking, you can answer it in a way that actually makes you look better. Most candidates do the opposite. Let's break it down. Wrong way number one, the deflection. The candidate says something like, well, the client changed their mind halfway through the campaign and provided the offer, so it didn't really fail because of anything I did. Red flag immediately. What I hear when you say that is, I take credit when things go well and I blame other people when they don't. I'm not hiring that person. I'm not doing that. Wrong way number two, the fake humble. Honestly, sometimes I work too hard and I try to scale a campaign too fast, which I guess didn't work out as well as I hope. This is the marketing version of the worst job interview cliche. My weakness is that I'm a perfectionist. Nobody believes in you. Worse, it tells me you can actually identify a real failure, which means you probably haven't shipped enough campaigns to have one. If you spend over 100K on Meta and you don't have a real failure story, you're lying or you haven't done the work. Wrong way number three, the data dump. The candidate spent 5 minutes giving the context, then 2 minutes describing the campaign, then runs out of time before getting to what actually went wrong. Hiring managers have 30 to 45 minutes interviews. If you take 7 minutes to answer one question with no weird arc, I'm done listening. The structure has to be tight: setup, failure, lesson, done. Move on. This is my framework. I built it specifically for this question. Steal it. Pause. PALS. Problem, action, loss, shift. 30 seconds each. 2 minutes total answer. Very tight. Let me walk you through it. P, problem. One sentence. What was the campaign trying to achieve? What were the stakes? Example. We were running a launch campaign for a new supplement brand. The goal was to acquire 5,000 new customers in 30 days at target CAC of $35. That's it. One sentence. Don't drag it out. A, action. 2 to 3 sentences. What did you do? Be specific. Show your reasoning. Example. I started with a 50K daily budget across 3 creative angles, optimizing for purchases. After the first 3 days, I saw strong CTR and a CAC of 28, which was below target. So I doubled the daily budget on day 4 to capitalize on the early signal. Now the listener knows what you did and why you thought it was a good move. L, loss. What went wrong and why? This is where most people choke. They get vague, don't do the same mistake. Example, by day 4, the creative had fatigued because we've put too much spend through a small ad set. CPMs spiked 60% and our CAC jumped to $72. We were now 100% over target and I had to pause everything. Own it. The word I is critical here, not we, not them. You did it. S, shift. 2 sentences. What we will change next time. This is the most important part because the failure means nothing if you haven't extracted the lesson and you don't apply. Example, I learned that I've violated my own rule, which is to acquire 1 to 2 weeks of stable performance before scaling vertically. Now I build creative depth before scaling, not after. And I require at least 5 distinct angles to be in rotation before any vertical scale move happens. Done. That's a winning answer. Let me give you a real PALS story from my own work. You can adapt the structure to yours. Problem: a few years back, I was running paid acquisition for a wellness brand. We were scaling aggressively. The CEO wanted to push from 6 figures monthly to 7-figure monthly within 90 days. Action. I built out a campaign structure with 5 creative angles, each running in its own ad set. I started scaling vertically once what looked like winners, increasing budgets 30% every 48 hours. Loss. By week 3, we'd burned through our 6 figures in spend with declining results. CPMs were climbing, CAC was up 60% from baseline, and I realized I'd been scaling on 3 good days of data, not one stable performance. I had to pause the campaign, return to creative testing, and rebuild the pipeline from scratch. And shift, in my situation, I would say I now require at least 1 to 2 weeks of stable performance before any vertical scale. And I always have a pipeline of new creatives ready before I move to scale mode. Creative depth matters more than audience expansion. That lesson cost me 6 figures, guys. I will never make it again. That's a winner failure story. Save it. Use the structure, but plug in your own. Save the pause framework. Use it. And in your next interview, comment pause below if you want me to do a short breakdown so you can save it for quick reference. Subscribe, because in the next video I'm doing something different. I'm revealing why I've rejected 47 marketing candidates and what they all had in common. You probably won't like the answer. See you in the next one.